This is the Roulette Bot Pro version 2 overview video for the Settings tab. To start, we have Suggested Minimum Balance. This is just a guideline of what I feel you should use while using that particular betting unit. If you change your betting unit, increase it, the suggested minimum balance will increase accordingly. Next we have Betting Unit. This is your global betting unit for all bets. Unless you have a casino profile loaded, it will only show $1. I have a casino loaded, and here are the current chip values for that casino. Profit target. If you have this checked, enter in a number you want the bot to stop at when you have reached your desired profit target. Stop loss. If you have this checked, enter in the maximum amount you want to lose before the bot will stop. Trailing stop. If you have this checked, enter in a number that you want to act as your trailing stop. A trailing stop will move up for every dollar you make and never go back down. In this example, using a trailing stop of $25, if you were up $75 profit and hit your trailing stop of $25, you would stop at a $50 profit. Wins per table. If you check this off, enter in the number of bets won you would like to stop the bot at. Playtime max mins. If you check this off, enter in the amount of minutes you want the bot to play for before stopping. Increase units by. This is a very powerful feature, so use it with caution. If you have it checked off, the first box is the amount of chip value you want to increase your bets by. The second box is when the increased betting will occur. For example, if you put $1 in the first box and $25 in the second box, every time you make another $25 in profit, your betting unit will increase by $1. A good strategy is to increase your betting unit once your trailing stop is into profit so you can't lose. Example, if your trailing stop is at $25, you could increase your betting unit by $1 every profit increase of 25. Now these settings here you do not have to use. You don't actually have to use any of them. Only the ones you checked off will be implemented. Also note, these do not have to be exact numbers such as 100. They could be like $93.33. Also down here, increase units by. For example, my lowest chip value is 1 cent, but the minimum betting unit is 10 cents. I could set this to increase units by 1 cent because I'm already over the minimum betting unit. So you can make those different numbers. They don't have to be exactly round numbers like $10. I could put $1.46. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't always have to be exact, but it just makes things easier if you do it that way. Okay, I also want to mention always use a stop loss or trailing stop. Personally, I use the trailing stop feature instead of the stop loss, but always use that. You don't want to wipe out your bankroll if you forget to check those off. Okay, the next section, betting unit override. To the right here we have a pull down menu with the 3 different betting systems. So make sure you're in the right betting system for your betting unit override while applying any changes. Now right here you have all the different betting categories. If you want to bet more or less than the original betting unit, you would check the box for that category and enter in the amount. Now you can use the default chip values, or you can use a multiplier of the lowest chip value for that casino as long as it meets your minimum betting requirements. So I could put in $2.11. It doesn't have to be an exact number. Total system bets allowed. There are 3 different types of betting systems, and each betting system can have multiple bets at the same time. Don't forget, some bets, such as reverse sleeper streets, will place 11 chips at the same time on the table, but only count as one bet. So if I enter a value of 3, that means there will only be 3 different types of bets with all the betting systems combined on the table at the same time. Table limit max. This is for the Playtech Casino only that you have configured. And I'm going to bring up the Playtech Casino. It's this number right here. Max $10 for this particular table. So this is the area you will look for your table limit. So I would put in $10 for that table. All the rest of the casinos are hard-coded in, so you don't need to worry about them. Automated speed. This is for all casinos and will adjust the speed of the spins in semi-automatic and automatic mode. You just slide that there like that. You can leave it in the middle for medium speed, fast speed. Variable betting speed. If you check this box, it will spin at variable speeds, sometimes fast, sometimes slow, sometimes medium. Reset. If you check this box, enter in a number you want the bot to reset and start over at. For example, if you put in 100, every time the bot loses $100, it will use the profile you have currently loaded and start over again. It will keep your trailing stop and stop loss values. For example, if you have a stop loss at $300 and your reset when loss is at 100, it will lose up to 3 times and then hit your stop loss before the bot will stop altogether. Profile. Once you have entered in all your values in the Settings tab and in the Systems tab, which we will go over in another video, enter in a profile name and save. You can load it by highlighting and double-clicking, and you can delete it or highlight and click load. Now a couple things to note here. When the variable betting speed is checked, you cannot adjust the automated speed bar. So if you uncheck it, you then have access to that again. Personally, I just leave it on fast and don't use the variable betting speed. Also, the reset when loss is at feature is not available for sports.com casino. The reason being is there's no clear bets button, so the program cannot clear any bets that are left on the table once you've reached your number right here. So if it was going to start over betting, there would still be bets left on the table and it would mess up your balance. So just keep that in mind. Now also, usually I leave this total system bets allowed to 10. It almost never reaches that number unless you just have all really crazy aggressive settings, but that's just a number that I put in there that I personally like. You know, I like a profit target of $100 and a trailing stop of 75. Sometimes I'll use the betting unit override. Usually if I do, it's for the reverse sleepers, dozens and columns. Maybe I'll put that at $3. Now these are obviously just suggestions. I can't guarantee you'll make money with these settings, but it just gives you an idea of kind of some of the settings I use. Sometimes I will use this reset when loss is at and increase units by once I've built up a good bankroll. I really like using this one. Like I said, I'll do increase units by, I might go $1 every $75. So then that way my trailing stop matches this increased profit of. And that concludes the overview video for the Settings tab.